We've got the management of Aurinpro Solutions who now joins us in the studio. Mr. Sanjay Desai is the Executive Director. On the back of the news that the company has approved an issue of 3.8 million convertible warrants on a preferential basis to the promoters. Mr. Desai, to start off with, could you run us through how this money will be raised via the issue of convertible warrants and what will these funds actually be utilized for?
We'll basically be raising about 70 crores. This issue is at a higher price at 180 rupees, which we think is a reasonable price. And the money will come over the next 18 months. And the purpose is basically, shoring up for working capital management as well as the next level of growth.
Right, so is 70 crores all the money that you need for this? Or in addition to the 70 crores, would you be looking at raising more money from other sources?
Not for now, yeah.
All right. And, if we look through your numbers, last year's performance was impacted on account of an increase in investments, payouts, acquisitions and finance costs. How do you see FY13 panning out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did have some blips last year in expenses. But this year we are actually far more focused. In fact, our core business streams are doing pretty well. And even in terms of expense management, we are rationalizing, and even in terms of investments, we are actually far more focused on our core streams.
Right, but the BFSI vertical has been fairly sluggish. So is that expected to impact revenues for you in any way?
No, in fact, this year onwards we're seeing a lot of traction, especially from Asia as well as Middle East Africa.
Okay, just hold that thought, Mr. Desai. Just taken a check on some of the fertilizer stocks because there is an update coming in on your screen. Cabinet sources are indicating that the decision on urea pricing this time around has been deferred by the cabinet, which is why you're seeing some of the fertilizer stocks coming off. But if you could just, staying with the BFSI vertical, walk us through how much that will contribute to your overall revenues and what kind of growth we can expect in FY13?
Well, I'll just say that, next 2-3 years, we do expect a CAGR of about 30% as far as growth is concerned, and that's overall for the company. Our BFSI right now contributes almost 25% of our revenue, and we see that, that will actually hold. In fact, it might increase in percentage.
Right, and also just lastly, there's been a lot of noise about the decision-making process among, client groups having slowed down. Are you seeing any sort of impact of that on your order book position?
Well, that was true. In fact, over the last 2 years, we got impacted on that. But what we're seeing is in Asia and Middle East Africa, we're past that phase. In India, we still face some headwinds there. And we also have started playing with some partners, such as IBM, in terms of going to banks.
And Mr. Desai, with respect to the kind of volatility that we've seen in the rupee, give us an insight as to how that is affecting your business.
Well, actually, on one hand, 75% of the business actually comes from overseas. So, it actually helps us. On the other hand, of course, our capital raising expenses, etc., come from India. So, we have to keep, striving to get a good balance actually between the both. I mean, it's like headwinds, right? It's like potholes are coming, and then you basically keep making sure that, you're doing okay.
And any acquisitions that you're looking at?
Well, we actually have announced, one acquisition for our prime practice, which is in security management in US, and we are going to augment, their practice through an acquisition in Europe, actually.